So a recent study was put out by the Harvard Business Review, and it revealed that the average age of a successful business startup is 45 years old, not 20, not 25. I found this interesting. It really points to the fact that wisdom and experience influence the successful outcome of our business endeavors. So launching a new business, launching a freelance business, in your midlife is a good thing. There's many benefits to it. You are wiser. You have more wisdom that you've accumulated over the years. You're more aware of your strengths and your weaknesses. You might even have a keener idea of your purpose and the direction that you want to go in life. And so there's a lot of benefits to launching a freelance business in your midlife. Now, one of the challenges, of course, is trying to figure out what you want to do. What freelance service or niche do you want to tap into? That's often a question that we receive. And so we've come up with a formula to help you decide what would be the best freelance niche for you. And it's our 4P formula. So you can grab a blank piece of paper and put a line down the middle and a line across. So you have 4 boxes. And I'm going to break down the 4 Ps to helping you make a good decision on the right freelance niche for you. Okay, so the first P is personality. So what are those traits that make you you? What are the qualities that embody your personality? What type of work would you be suited to? I'm a pretty relational person. I'm a people person. I'm social. And so if you were to take me and put me in a back office with a calculator and a bookkeeping, profession, I would die a slow death. My personality is not wired to working with numbers. It's more suited to working with people. So that's an example for me. But what is it like for you? It's important in this box to write down traits that would describe you. Maybe you have great attention to detail, or you're highly organized, or you're people-oriented. So that's where you write down some of those traits. And you could even do a personality test. There's a great one from 16personalities.com, where you could do an assessment of who you are and the type of work you might even be suited to. So that's the first P is personality. The second P is passions or interests. So if you were to go into this second box and write down your top 5 things that you would be most interested in doing, what would that be? So maybe you have no idea right now and it's just wide open. But chances are there are some interest areas. Even think back to the past work you did. What interested you the most? Did you love financial management? Did you love managing projects? Did you love social media? Did you love writing? So start thinking about some of those areas that might interest you. All right. So that's the second P, is to discover your passion. And one thing we've realized is that passions are often discovered over time. It takes a while to actually learn something and then become interested in it till you actually realize it's something you could be passionate about. It's like when you golfed for the very first time. I know my golfing experience was basically chasing my ball in the woods and in the rough because I was all over the place. It was not a very enjoyable experience, to say the least. But over time, as you hone that skill, you eventually start to enjoy whatever it is, whatever freelance niche it might be. So that is the second area, is to write down some of your passions or your interests. The third P is proficiencies. In other words, your skills and abilities. In this box, you want to write down, what are my best skills and abilities? Or what would the people that have worked with me closely say are my best skills and my best abilities? So this is where you want to write those down. Maybe you have a great background in project management, or you have done a lot of consulting, or you have some real leadership skills. So write down those skills that could translate nicely to a new freelance career for you. All right. So the third box is your proficiencies, writing down all your skills. You can even write down all your past experiences as well. The fourth and final P is profitable niches. In other words, what freelance niches or services are in demand right now that clients are actively willing to pay for? Because you could find something that you're passionate about that fits your proficiencies, that's suited to your personality, but nobody's willing to pay you for it. That just doesn't work. So that's why this is a 4P system. I mean, the ideal is that you would find a freelance niche that is suited to your personality, that, fuels your passions, that's complementary to your proficiencies or your skill sets, and that is a profitable niche that's actually in demand. And we actually teach a lot about that over at our university. If you join our free Facebook group, our Freelance After 50 Facebook group, we actually have a guide that we give you, which is the top 24 freelance careers for those after 50. All right. And it gives you 24 in-demand and profitable freelance niches to consider. So definitely join our group and grab a copy of that. Also, I would love to invite you to a brand new workshop that we've created called Become a Freelancer After 50. We have designed a 7-step roadmap that you can go through to help you start a flexible freelance business. And one of the steps we're going to talk about is to define your freelance niche. So definitely check out that workshop in the description below. We'd love to have you there. And one of the challenges of starting freelancing is actually having a system, having a roadmap, a step-by-step sequence on how you can actually get started. And because we've been freelancing for so many years, we sort of have put together a great blueprint for you. So definitely go below, click on the link in the description, and learn more about that exciting workshop that we have coming up. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you in another video soon.